Writing a book part 3. So this is now the next day after part 2. We've got a 3-day in a row series here happening. And once again, I am taken away. I am having so much fun with this process of engaging with this book that is coming to life through my fingers. And this morning, the experience is it's a very human one. We're all just human animals, right? Like you're just a houseplant with more complicated emotions. Like you have certain needs that are physical that have nothing to do with your creative process. And the one I'm talking about, I believe, should be 100% relatable to all of us as far as like I'm in my creative flow. I'm really on a roll. I'm knocking it out of the park. It's flowing so effortlessly. And I have got to go to the bathroom. I need to pee badly. And I'm parched. I need a drink of water or something. And my water bottle next to me is empty. I need to get up. I need to leave. I need to, not that I have to say I'm done for the day, but I even have to pause this creative flow and go take care of my human animal needs, go take myself on a walk and get myself a drink of water and put myself in the bathroom, let myself go to the potty. Yeah, be a human animal while you're trying to channel this creative flow, finding the harmony between that and not beating up on ourselves for those human needs that come up where we run into those physical limitations. This is the cost of being physical. And I say cost, but really it's a small price to pay because the benefit of getting to engage in the creative process is so delicious that I literally don't even want to stop to go to the bathroom. I'll just hold it. And then it gets to the point where that's not a viable solution for much longer, lady. You better get on in there. And so here's the really that this is the piece that I want to actually talk about. That was just a little bonus. Is while I walk out to the kitchen and I make a cup of coffee and I go to the bathroom and while I'm having this minute that lapses in this small tiny little window of time, I get an idea, a download of this is the next piece that I want to add onto the manuscript. And I was walking as I downloaded this idea, and instantly I felt my body charge up with this stress of I was walking faster. It wasn't outright stress. It was almost more excitement, but I go faster. I go to the bathroom and I'm just agitated that I even have to do this, that I can't just go and add the brilliant idea that I want to put in the book. I can't just go do that because I need to take care of this still. And just that feeling of kind of fighting against the reality of my own human nature in that moment, my own innocence, and then feeling oh, but I'm not going to be able to remember this great idea. And what if I forget it? What if I don't remember when I actually get back in there? Stupid body, waging war against my poor human animal body, the soft body that is just needing what it needs in any given moment. And is the vessel through which this creative flow is taking place. That it's not happening in a vacuum, it's happening through a human animal. And so there is this natural balancing point between the two. And basically, I want to share Elizabeth Gilbert's TED Talk, where I think she called it the creative, the elusive nature of your creative genius or something like that. I'll put a link in the description. And in there, she tells a story about a musician, a songwriter, who was tormented when he would be driving and he would have this melody, but now he's driving and he has no tape recorder, he has nothing to write with. And so he can't capture this melody, this great idea. And it caused him a lot of suffering because he felt like he was going to lose that inspiration. And then what if it's a year before I get another one and this was my chance and I missed it. And you're just sick over it, not being able to capture that creative flow. And in the moment when I'm like in the bathroom, like beating up on myself, because what if I forget about this? This is what I remember. And it instantly relaxed me. Because basically, the way he had to reorient himself with his creative process was to say, you'll have to come back at a more opportune moment. I can't cooperate with you right now. My human animal is driving. I don't think he used that exact words, but like, I'm driving right now. Can't you see I'm driving? Like, I can't write a song. I can't take care of you right now. I can't. My capacity doesn't allow for that. So to just almost like live within that capacity, not from a sense of I'm missing out on it, but like it'll come when it's the time to come. That's like a divine timing piece that often downloads for me when I think of something great that I want to say, and then I forget about it before I ever have a chance to like ground it into reality, to write it down, to say it out loud, like something like that. And it's like, okay, so that one, that wasn't the bubble that was meant to pop on the surface at this time. Like, that bubble got away back into my subconscious. And if and when it's meant to pop on the surface of my awareness, it will. When it's meant to make its way all the way into the physical, as in I put that thought out there for other people to hear, it will. And in those moments when you're indisposed and not in a moment where you can write down anything, there's like creative juices flowing and you can't capture them, that need not be torment. And that's where, again, I would point you back to that TED Talk from Elizabeth Gilbert. I've watched it many times and I practice actively engaging with my inspiration and with my creative process from that place that says, I want the inspiration to come through and I want to capture as much of it as I can. And I will show up as much as I can to help facilitate that inspiration moving into the physical. And the part that I'm learning is this part of like not being mad at this soft animal body for having the limitations that it has. Like the physical bladder is only the size that it is. Like eventually it will need to be emptied. That's the whole point. Like taking care of the vessel is it's an honor. Like it's literally, I'm feeling it as like sacred. Like it provides a foundation for the rest of it, for everything else. And so, in that moment of this brilliant idea coming to me on how I want to elaborate, how I want to explain, like basically, it did fall back down into the ethers of my subconscious. And in that quote unquote loss of that inspiration, there was only peace that said that wasn't the right thing. And like it was helpful for me to understand that's why it rose into awareness, but it wasn't the right thing for that spot where you were going to put it. And that's why we gave it to you to help you separate from when you would be able to, actually capture it because you weren't supposed to. Like that's really the question, like very Byron Katie, like as far as is that true? Like when you have a creative idea, when you have something occur to you that feels like genius, is it true that every single bit of that is meant to be expressed? Can you absolutely know for sure that every single genius idea that you ever have is meant to be expressed? Is it true that some of them are naturally going to slip back down into your subconscious, and maybe it resonates as true that that's because of divine timing? Maybe you have a different understanding. I would love to hear from you down below in this ongoing series of writing a book. Anybody else on this journey? I would love to connect with you. Until next time, you take such good care of yourselves, the soft animal body that you are. And so will I.